Dear students, our last lecture is devoted to the moderation. Moderation is a process of discussion of the results of summative works of learners in order to establish common assessment standards. Moderation is intended for teachers to discuss the results of learners' summative works in order to standardize the assessment itself. Moderation is carried out with participants of teachers working in the sample parallels. They discuss preliminary assessment of work on a particular subject for the purpose of performing the same approach in applying the scoring table. It is important to know that, based on moderation, the result of summative assessment for a term can be changed. The chairperson of moderation can be both the head of methodical union and any subject teacher. So moderation in assessment is an essential quality assurance process in education that ensures fairness, consistency, and accuracy in evaluating student learning. It is a mechanism through which teachers and institutions maintain common standards and reliability across assessments. The diagram illustrates the main components of moderation: consistent standards, accuracy of grading, fairness in assessment, and review and adjustment, all of which work together to strengthen the credibility and integrity of the educational assessment process. Let's start with the first component, consistent standards. Consistency is the foundation of moderation. It ensures that all teachers apply the same expectations and criteria when assessing student work, regardless of class, subject, or institutions. When assessment standards are consistent, grades carry the same meaning everywhere. For example, an A in one classroom represents the same level of achievement as an A in another. To achieve consistency, teachers often meet to discuss and interpret rubrics, review examples of student works, and agree on what constitutes each performance level. This collaborative process promotes professional understanding and standardization of judgment. The second component is accuracy of grading. Accurate grading means that the marks or levels given to students truly reflect their performance according to established criteria. In practice, moderation involves cross-checking assessments. One teacher's grading may be reviewed by another to confirm that it aligns with the agreed standards. For instance, two or more assessors may independently mark the same work and then compare their evaluations to ensure accuracy. This step minimizes errors, personal bias, or inconsistency. It guarantees that the final grades are based on objective evidence rather than individual interpretation. The third key element is fairness in assessment. Fairness means that all students are given equal opportunities to demonstrate their learning and are assessed under equitable conditions. Moderation helps to prevent unfair advantages or disadvantages caused by unclear instructions, different marking styles, or inconsistent feedback. It ensures that the assessment process is inclusive and sensitive to diverse learning needs. Fairness also involves transparent communication with students. They should know that what criteria are used, how marks are awarded, and how feedback will help them to improve. Finally, the process concludes with review and adjustment. Moderation is not a one-time event. It is a continuous cycle of reflection and improvement. After reviewing the assessment results, teachers analyze whether the criteria, tasks, and marking processes were effective. If inconsistencies or difficulties are identified, adjustments are made. This may include refining rubrics, modifying assessment tasks, or organizing additional professional training for assessors. This stage ensures that the assessment system evolves and remains reliable over time. So let's discuss the teacher's role in moderation. In moderation, teacher evaluates the summative work of a learner in accordance with the scoring table. Points are put with a pencil. select samples of work, codes works, prepares copies of learners' works. Teacher discusses the results of the work with colleagues and makes sure that all teachers understand the scoring table equally. It is necessary to make changes in the result or in the scoring table. Also, after moderation, teacher takes into account moderation, reviews the works of learners, and can change point, both increasing and decreasing. And of course, teacher puts a final poll marks. So here are some conditions for the successful moderation. So moderation is expected to be open and transparent communication with a constructive feedback and, of course, professional support. Here are some examples which will be discussed during practical lessons. So, registration of results of learners' academic achievement includes the following steps: class register, e-class register, and academic transcript. Related to the first stage, class register, learners' attendance of school are considered, lesson topics, scores for a term a year. E-class register, scores of summative assessment, a unit, a term, and grades for a term and a year. Academic transcript includes grades for a term or the whole academic year. Thank you very much for your attention.